I'll have you pick 2 boxes, and then one will open now, and the other one we'll put on, just put it in the envelope, and then he can open that at his leisure. So. Let's see, Onyx Vintage. All right, so here we go. I got 5 here. So pick me 2 numbers between 1 and 5. 2 numbers between 1 and 5. Again, these are $42 a box, ripped and shipped within the U.S. You can get 2 for $80. Yeah, definitely shoot me over a message with pictures. So again, $42 for 1 box, or you can get 2 for $80 here on Onyx Vintage. And we're going to get our first look. We're going to see one of these bad boys open right now. Again, the teams for gold standard are scrolling at the bottom of your screen. So crack 2 and send 3. You got it. I did earlier. I did last week. I posted the sell sheet, and it didn't have the complete checklist on there, but through Onyx's Twitter feed, I saw a lot of the names that were signing for this. So there's some good stuff out there, and hopefully we'll see a couple big names right now. So let's take a look. There's 4 cards per box. So if they got a base card, that's also another way to tell who's signing, because that's how it goes. They'll have autographs too. And usually you get a good mix of the hot players that maybe necessarily haven't gotten Bowman cards yet, you know, guys to look out for. And you also have the top prospects, all right? You usually got a few of them in there. In the past, guys like Vlad Jr., Ronald Acuna have been signers for this. So you get a good mix of stuff. There's not too much filler in these. And this year they came out with a new look here with this vintage. I'm going to assume they're still going to do Platinum Elite. Yeah, I saw that. I was getting messages about that yesterday. Everyone was showing that's a crazy pull out of a hanger box. Definitely. But I guess they didn't make those hobby exclusive. So, you know, every once in a blue moon, you know, one in a million shot, but that is a cool hit right there. So here's Pedro Castellanos. All right, a Boston prospect. And you also got Marco Luciano, a San Francisco prospect who I don't believe has any Topps cardboard out. I think he was an Elite Extra Edition, so not a lot on him. I think this is the one we hit numbered to 5. I think that's the one I hit. And Marco Luciano is also going to have an autograph. So these are on card. They're cool looking, right? They got the vintage stock and all that. And then we got Juan Pablo Martinez. Juan Pablo Martinez. And then there's different parallels with the different color ink. So you see here, that is green. Green means it is out of 50. All right, so all the blue ones, they're the base. They're out of 200. And then this Juan Pablo Martinez is out of 50. It looks like they're not hand numbering these like they've done in years past. Used to be they would hand number them on the back. Yeah, I'm not. Retail's tough, man. Hobby, you got guarantees. Retail depends on the product. There's some that are better than others. But so these are not too bad. Got a couple decent prospects. One is a shorter printed version, and this will head out to you ASAP. So thank you, Dan. And yeah, I almost want to say 1 in a billion, but I know that it's not the 80s and 90s. They don't produce that many anymore. I would say 1 in a million shot, or 1 in 10 million. Maybe 1 in 10 million. How's that sound? So anybody else looking to take a crack at Onyx Vintage, I'll go over one more break that I wanted to talk about, and then we'll go over a third break that I wanted to talk about if we don't have any other takers. So right now there is no line to grab an Onyx Vintage box. Thank you, Dan. So we put it up initially as an appreciation break. I haven't done one of those in a while. Usually when I do an appreciation break, the two most common things that I do it for is one, giving you an exclusive shot before everybody else at a hot product or an exclusive product or something that, you know, isn't easy to get into. All right. Another time that I'll do that is I'll do breaks every once in a while. I'll just do it like at cost. So what I did was I managed to finally get some first off the line boxes, and it happened to be for Diamond Kings. So I figure, all right, so this is a perfect thing to give you guys an exclusive crack at it. Well, that time window has run out, so now anybody can get in on this. And later today, we're going to do the random for the random teams. And then if there's anything left over, then I guess I'll piece them out, price them out individually. But we got 4 boxes left of Valiant Baseball, all right? I've seen these now going for as high as 160. And you got some really big prospects in here, and you know these Leaf cards. Again, they're not team licensed, but you do have some good values coming back on some of the top players. You got Joey Barton here. You know, guys who we're gonna start seeing soon, but we haven't quite yet. And that is what we got sitting over here. So 4 of those. And then 4 of these first off the line boxes of Diamond Kings. Again, this hasn't even come out yet. I actually got to submit my order for these right now. Let me do that email. So we're looking to have those in ASAP. And also, we got Platinum. So we are going to be posting a Diamond Kings break, all right? Again, these first off the line boxes will give you a good idea at what's in the boxes for Diamond King. We usually do an inner case break with those when those first come out. And depending on the checklist, which just came out the other day, so I got to look it over. Sometimes there's a few weak teams, so I try to put something in there that kind of patches those teams up a little bit. All right, so these are $45 for one random team spot, or you can get 2 for $85. Again, that is a 9-box mixer. It is now open to anyone, and there's no limit on the amount of teams. I had initially limited it to 2 teams per person, and that is no longer. So if you got 2 before and you wanted more, that possibility is now out there. I'm going to change from the bottom of the screen from gold standard to another break that's kind of on the verge of happening, and that is our Gypsy Queen break. And before we do that, I did want to see a little bit more of this Onyx Vintage product. So what do you say? I got 5 boxes here. Does anybody want to get in on these? $42 for one, 2 for $80. So if anybody wants to grab a box now, this is a good opportunity. Otherwise, I'm going to take 2, and I've had very good luck with getting the case hits. So I don't want to take that away from somebody. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say this. First 2 numbers I see. So everybody just answer with 1. First 2 different numbers I see, those are the ones that it'll be. 1 to 5 here. Someone pick me a number 1 to 5. Again, we're going to open up a couple more of these boxes just to give you a look at what this Onyx Vintage checklist has in store for everybody. All right. So I got 3. And what other number are we going to see? 2. All right. Did the lucky numbers get picked? I'm going to give it 30 seconds. Does somebody want to steal these from me? Again, it's $42 for a box. You can get 2 for $80. I always usually open a bunch of these, although I didn't get as many as I normally do as in previous years, but I did bring in 2 cases. So that means 2 case hits. All right. So again, if somebody wants to steal these from me, this is your opportunity. Otherwise, I'm going to open these bad boys up, and then you can buy in after that. And we'll go over Gypsy Queen. Again, that's scrolling at the bottom of your screen right now. We got a couple Onyx products in Gypsy Queen. All right. Their memorabilia stuff is what they're most known for, and their lumber collection baseball bats. We got 2 of them in there. And we have 3 Onyx preferred player baseballs as well. So here we go. I'm going to open these Onyx boxes, and let's see. We're going to slam that and find out what we got. All right, first box. Oh, this is already going to be decent. The clear wrapper kind of gives away to me what one of the autographs is going to be. So I already know I got one decent one coming along my way. And usually the one in the back is the shorter printed one. So we got Luis Garcia. Nationals prospect. Wander Franco. And check that out. Wander Franco as well. So that is a blue ink. So that's base. And oh my, we got red. That is number /25. Noelvi Marte for the Mariners. So Wander Franco and Noelvi Marte. Oh, why didn't nobody steal these from me? It's too late now. 2 top shortstop prospects coming right out of Onyx Vintage. Christopher, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but preseason games don't really count. Come on, they don't put their real teams out there. Preseason games are garbage. They're, as Daniel Still would call them, Donruss base, right? Box number 2. Let's see what we got in this one. I don't think that's going to be a tough box to top. I don't know. I don't think we're going to be able to top that one, but you never know. Can I get lucky 2 times in a row? All right. Here we go. So we got Ronaldo Hernandez and O'Neal Cruz. Oh, I get my own Marco Luciano. And Luis Garcia. Is that green? That is green. So green is number /50. A lot of shortstops in this one, right? 4 shortstops there. It is. So Dan's box had a center fielder and a shortstop, the same one here. So a lot of shortstops, but shortstops be hitting for power. You know, you got the new generation, the Lindor type prototype shortstop. Very cool, Dan. Base cards make kids happy. Don't ever forget that. Most kids, anyway. And the ones that don't, they don't know what they're missing. That's what we grew up on. That's all we grew up on. So Again, $42 a box, 2 for $80. I'm going to recap the hits that I got here. We got some decent ones. All right. So we had Marco Luciano, and Luis Garcia is a green ink. So that's out of 50. And then we had a Wander Franco, and Noelvi Marte is red. So that is a print run of 25. So I often, I'll like donate to the church when they have the kids program. They can use those as prizes, like they do trunk or treat or vacation Bible school or something like that. I give them out for Halloween too. I mean, I get a little bit of candy, but a lot of times if the kids think they have a choice, they'll actually go for the cards before the candy because they're getting tons of candy. And I'll be like, no, you can grab something else too. But those are a couple ways to get rid of them. But I know it's getting tougher. I think some of the hospitals, it's got to be sealed stuff, but not not everywhere that you can donate cards for kids. There's Kidorty cards. They're big on Twitter, and there's a few places. If you Google, you can find a few places to search that you can donate to. So let's talk Gypsy Queen. All right. Again, if anybody wants to grab any more of these boxes, I think I did all right with those. I'd like to see some more big ones come out too. We've pulled stuff, number print runs of 5 and things like that. And I love the design. They got an old school look, an old school feel. And the case hit looks to still be floating out there. So let's see if we can't rip you a new one. So for Gypsy Queen, it's 1 case, 10 boxes. We also got 2 Onyx Lumber Collection baseball bats, 3 Onyx Preferred Player baseballs. Diamondbacks are 22. The White Sox are 90. The Nationals are 125. The Reds are 35. The Rockies are 40. The Tigers are 20. The Dodgers are 70. Marlins 35. Mets 125. A's 60. Phillies 50. Pirates 28. Padres 70. The Mariners are 125. The Cardinals are 75. We got the Rays at 85. The Rangers at 28. And the Blue Jays at 85. So guys that you can see in the baseballs would include guys like Wander Franco, guys like Vlad Jr., all right? Nolan Gorman's another one that's floating out there. He is demolishing A-ball, just so you know. He's batting like 4 something so far to start the season. So he might have a quick rise, even though he was drafted out of high school. He could be one of those 20-year-old debuts, 19-year-old debuts. You never know, because he is just lighting it up. I think he's batting like 4 something. Just got his home runs in. All right, the White Sox are a good pick in this. And you'll often see not only Eloy Jimenez, but Luis Robert in their products. The memorabilia stuff for them. And Luis Robert, after 0 home runs last year, has already hit 4 or 5 in the minor leagues. He is also demolishing pitching, but he is at a higher level and a lot closer to being called up. So it looks like, I think he's in Double-A right now, but it looks like he's got all the gears working now. And if he can get a promotion to Triple-A within the next couple months and wreck that pitching, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him at some point after the All-Star break. So Miguel Amaya just got added to the checklist. Yeah, so every day until they release the full checklist, Topps has been releasing the Bowman signers. So especially if you follow them on Twitter, you'll get a lot of them. And some pictures even got released when the players were signing. they'll post them on their own Instagram or Twitter showing that they're signing the cards. So a lot of these guys, we already know who the players are going to be, but there's still some question marks out there, and they'll all be answered soon. Is that checklist supposed to come out? Probably, I would expect tomorrow or Thursday if it hasn't posted yet. So I know usually Topps releases them about a week before the set comes out, and it's supposed to come out on the 17th if I'm not mistaken. So Casey Mize. So, well, those weren't his first autos. We all know it's all about the first Bowman autos that are going to be the biggest chases. I mean, don't get me wrong. If Vlad Jr. has a second-year auto, what was it? One of the products last year. That's still going to go for big bucks. All right, but it's those first Bowman cards that we're all salivating over. Yeah, well, it's not necessarily one name, but they'll do them one at a time. Like they'll do them one post at a time. Often, I think they usually do 3 to 5 names, but they'll spread them out. They won't do them all at once. So again, we've got 3 breaks that just need a little kick. I know it's tough to see the posts for some people. Others are saying they're coming in fine, but the majority of people have said they're disappearing. They're not coming in. They can't find certain posts. So just hang in there. Once we get the momentum rolling again, I'm sure that we'll get things filling pretty quick. So Onyx is a brand. Onyx is a brand name. And they mostly do memorabilia, but they do one card set a year called Platinum Elite. This year they're doing this vintage set. I'm gonna assume they're still gonna do Platinum Elite, but this could possibly replace it. I don't know. I don't. There's a couple manufacturers that I talk to and kind of get a heads up on products that are coming out. They're not one of them yet. So yeah, I'll send you the link to the pinned post, Josh. All right, and then I'll also tell you which of the three that are closest to filling are gold standard. All right, there's a 9-box mixer with Diamond King's front of the line as the first off the line as the headliner, and then Gypsy Queen. Those are the 3 breaks that are closest. It does come out tomorrow. That's what I thought. All right, and is Onyx a good product? It is one of those products that you're gonna get a fair value for the dollar. It's not an overly diluted checklist. So just like you saw a few minutes ago, you can hit 2 big players, all right, in the same pack. The base cards are only out of 200, all right, the base autos. So there's not a flood of them out there, which helps. And then you basically have players a lot of the times that either have very little card stock out there signed or none at all. Last year, Jonathan Loaziga had no cardboard whatsoever. Onyx was the first one to have an autograph of Loaziga, and they were going for some pretty hefty prices when he made his start, which was kind of unexpected to a lot of people that, he wasn't necessarily top on the radar. And then all of a sudden he started and pitched a nice game, and people were paying like, I don't know, 80 to $100 for the base autos for a short time period there. So yeah, I wouldn't carry it if I thought it was a crap product. That's why you don't see Super Break here, okay? and I have a feeling Breakers Row might not come back anytime soon because I'm hearing words that whatever they last put out also was a dud. So, but yeah, if anybody is looking to get in on these breaks, I am looking to get ripping tonight. All right, so I will see everybody later. Does anybody have anything for me before I go? Last call before I sign off, and then I probably won't be available to break anything until tonight. We got team pictures, and they're going to go for a long, long time. But hey, you got 2 kids on 3 teams. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, if you have no clue about baseball, good prospecting product. All right. It's not going to ever come close to touching what you would get for first Bowman cards. All right. It's probably even going to be a little bit less return than you would get on Elite Extra Edition. Although these are actually scarcer, so you never know. And with a cool looking design, that's what'll get people grabbing these. This is the best design I have seen them have ever. I'm a sucker for the old school cards, so maybe that's just me, but I really like the designs that they got in there this year. And again, I'll post some. I'll post on that post where I said just in on the main page. I'll post a picture of the sell sheet. It's got a list of I think about 10 names, 10 key names to look out for. So the checklist is pretty loaded. It's not very diluted at all. And that's pretty much where we're at for now. So I'll see everybody later. Hit me up on Messenger if you need anything, and we'll rip you a new one soon.